Good evening, everybody. My name is Stephen. Hopefully some of you have heard of me. I'm here to do some cool tricks. I've got my little case of magic here. I'll open it up. This is a piece of thread. I've also got this ring on my finger. Do you see the ring on my finger?
No.
It's an invisible ring, but if I take it, just wave over it, it appears just like so. All you've got to do is keep your eye on the ring. Watch it very carefully. As I take that ring off the hand, I throw it back on that hand. It can travel from here over to there, or jump from this finger here, from boom to that finger, and boom right back again. It can travel all the way across from one hand to the next. And it can travel right through the finger, just like so. I can take this ring and push it through the back of the hand by going 3, 2, 1, and pass it through the other side. And if you missed it going down through the hand, you might miss as it jumps back up again. See, this is magic that happens in the blink of an eye. I can place it anywhere I wish, but instantly it gets back to that finger. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking maybe there's something off with that ring. Will you take it off me, Lucy? Have a look at it, make sure it's a normal ring. I've also got this piece of ribbon. Have a look at that while you're there. You're in the perfect position. You're right in the front row, aren't you? You're the only person on the front row. Everybody else is taking their chairs 2 steps back. You're happy with it?
Yeah.
Excellent. What we're going to do, since you are there as well, that means you're going to be picked for every single trick. Because no one can actually get through these chairs. They've created a wall. We're going to start with you. Okay, so I'm going to take this ring, I'm going to take this ribbon. If I place this ring onto the ribbon, you can see it right there in the centre. Do you see it right there? Would you hold on to it nice and tight? Keep it nice and tight, so it's nicely tightly in her hand. I now can't get to that ring. It can't get that way, I can't get that way. But if I can't get to the ring, maybe I should take the ribbon and remove that instead. Check it, is it still in there? It's still a solid ring. You can see as magic happens. If I place that ring onto that ribbon, watch it very carefully. I'll place it into my hand, wrap these ends around it like so, but you should know by now that it's already back on this finger. Watch it very carefully as I take that ring, place it onto that ribbon. On we go. You can see it right there in the middle. We're going to move it off the ribbon and throw it back on again. We can even make it go with just a little blow. Would you give it a little blow, Lucy? In fact, we'll try one more with this ring and ribbon, and we'll come over to you guys here. I'm going to place this ring onto the ribbon. Bob, would you say stop wherever you wish?
Stop.
I'm going to wrap it around this side and wrap the ribbon around this side so it gets knotted onto both sides. Could you, Tony, hold on to this end of the ribbon and you hold on to this end, Bob? Keep it nice and taut. So now you've got hold of both ends. I can't move it that way and I can't move it that way. And if I can't move it past your hand, the only way left to go will be right through the middle, just like that. There's something else inside this little briefcase, and that's a fork. It's interesting that we're in a restaurant because there's lots of forks all over the place, but I know what you're thinking, I'm a magician. Maybe it's a dodgy fork. Would you, John, have a look at the fork, make sure it's a normal metal fork?
It certainly is.
It says, while you're there, would you write your name right across the handle?
Certainly.
That's right. This will make sure it's the only one in the whole world with your name on. Unless you write a name on all the forks at home.
Oh, not usually.
How about spoons? The spoon. The knives?
I beg your pardon.
The knives, do you write a name on the knives?
No.
Teaspoons?
Yes.
Splades?
Who?
Splades?
I've never heard of it.
That's kind of a half spoon, half fork.
No.
A spork? That's half fork, half knife. Chopsticks? Toothpicks?
No.
We'll carry on with the drill. What we're going to do is I'm going to draw a smiley face on this side so you can see your name is on the back, but a smiley face is on the front. Adrian, if we come to you first, would you take your finger and just rub it like this? Watch very carefully as the fork starts to rise. Starting to go just there, still got your name on. Lucy, would you give it a rub? For a moment. See it starting to go there. I'll take one step back so you can see this. Would you have a look at it, Tony? Make sure it is solid metal. Make sure it's not hot or cold or anything like that. It's a real metal fork. Yeah. Should we take it a step further? Shall we? We'll use you, Bill. Would you take your Actually, would you take your finger and just rub, move it, shake it onto the fork like this. I'm going to shake it with you, and we'll watch. As we synchronise, you'll notice something amazing happens. Try it again. Let's take it a step further. Would you, Jim, is that it? Yeah, would you hold on to the fork? You got it nice and tight. I'm going to rotate this fork in your hand. Do you feel it bending inside of your hand? Feel it starting to twist, starting to turn. Carefully open your fingers. If you can see that, the fork is now twisted 180 degrees, and John's name is was on the back, is now on the front. We'll try, in fact, would you just check to see if you can twist that fork? Make sure it's real metal. It is, yeah, pretty solid metal. We'll try it one more. Pete, would you take your finger at the fork one more time? And that should bend the fork into that contraption. And John, I'm going to give you this as a souvenir between your soup with later.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, every magician is known for doing card tricks, and they decided to bring a pack of cards with me tonight. We're going to try something, a little bit of an experiment with these playing cards. Nice jumbo index for those that love those. We're going to give them a quick few shuffles. What I'm going to try and do is recite a story to you. But it's going to take me about 10 seconds to memorise a pack of cards. And from that point, I then have to locate each card in turn in relation to the part of the story that it's in. So for that to happen, I need a 10-second countdown. Since we've got a large room today, would you all give me a 10-second countdown starting from 10, go?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. So, we're going to start with a story. And this is a detective story. This is the story of Jack Spade. Now, Jack Spade was a private detective. One day, a redhead walked into his office. Jack immediately noticed her two beautiful eyes and huge ears. She was out walking her dog one day. You know, a dog, as in a canine. When she was attacked by an evil king. The evil king should be about there. Ooh. Sometimes I don't pay attention, so we just give it a little look, an evil king. Now this king stole the lady's 14-carat gold ring. How many carats? 14. Correct. And if he was to get it back, he would get one of those diamonds as his reward, which should be about there. But Jack didn't want a reward, he wanted a kiss on the cheek from the fair lady. She thought he was joking, but took him up on the case anyway. Jack, he made his way down 42nd Street. About there, should walk to 42nd Street. He had to look for some clue, some evidence that might lead him to where that king was hiding. Everything seemed upside down and back to front. It was a bit of a nightmare in there, as you can see. In fact, we'll give those cards a full cut as well. But suddenly, all the street lights came on and lit the way to the Queen's Head pub, which should be about there. Inside, he looked for someone that matched the description of that king. Would you give me a number between 5 and 15? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that should take us to an evil king. Excellent. And asked him about the ring, which had how many carats in it?
14.
14. Well done, thank you. I'm going to have to speed up a little bit because that minute is really just getting. He said if he wanted it back, he would have to beat him at a game of poker for it. So he had a quick look at the rule book before joining the game with 5 other players. 3 of those players folded their hand instantly. The remaining players each placed their hand on the deck. Player 1, he had a pair of threes. I'll do this properly. Pick up those there, pair of threes, along with a 3 of a kind in the way of the 3 eights. He was so happy with his hand, he gave himself a high five. The thief, he was doing a little bit better, but he had 4 of a kind. It was when we revealed a 5th 6 that we knew something was really off. But Jack, he was doing a little better than the lot of them. He had a full house. With the ring as his reward, he went to the bar for a drink of 7-Up. He also had a pair, because he heard it was one of his 5 a day. But the thief came up to him and gave him 3 sharp hits to the body. "Call the police," somebody said. But he didn't need the police, he just hit him once where it really hurt. He then made his way back down 42nd Street, where he saw the redhead, who gave him back his ring with how many carats in it?
14.
14. Who told Jack that he was a real ace.